There's a version of you that shows up to work every day and performs at maybe 60% of what you're actually capable of. Not because you're lazy. Not because you don't care. But because somewhere in the background of your brain, a financial problem is running constantly, draining processing power, stealing focus, and quietly sabotaging decisions you don't even realize are being affected. And the cruel irony is that this invisible performance tax hits hardest at the exact moment in your career when you can least afford it. Hi, I'm Ryan. And today we're going to talk about something that almost nobody in the career development world wants to discuss. Not because it isn't important. Because it's uncomfortable. Financial stress doesn't just feel bad. It actively costs you money, opportunity, and career momentum in ways that are completely measurable and almost entirely invisible. Let's start with the research because this isn't speculation. A study published in the journal Science found that financial scarcity reduces cognitive capacity by the equivalent of a 13-point drop in IQ. Not a metaphorical reduction in focus. An actual measurable decrease in the brainpower available for complex thinking, decision-making, and problem-solving. The same study found this effect was comparable to losing an entire night of sleep. Every single day. Think about what you're doing at work that requires your full cognitive capacity. Complex problem-solving. Strategic thinking. Difficult conversations. Creative work. Spotting opportunities before others do. These are the exact activities that get you promoted, that make you visible to leadership, that separate the people who advance quickly from the people who plateau. And financial stress is quietly stealing the mental resources you need to do all of them. But it goes deeper than just reduced cognitive performance. Financial stress fundamentally changes how you make decisions. Research from Princeton and Harvard shows that people under financial pressure consistently make worse decisions, not just about money, but about everything. They become more short-term focused, less able to weigh long-term consequences, and more likely to take actions that feel like relief right now but create larger problems later. In a career context, this is devastating. It's the reason people accept the first job offer without negotiating because the anxiety of uncertainty feels unbearable. It's why financially stressed employees say yes to extra work and unfair demands without pushing back. The fear of losing income overrides the rational calculation of self-worth. It's why people stay in toxic work environments that are actively damaging their career trajectory, simply because leaving feels too financially risky. The stress isn't just making you feel bad. It's trapping you in situations that make the financial stress worse. And then there's the perception problem that nobody talks about. Financial stress leaks. It shows up in your body language, your energy level, your confidence in meetings, and the way you carry yourself when you walk into a room. People don't consciously register it as financial stress. They register it as something less definable, a lack of presence, a diminished confidence, a sense that something is slightly off. And in workplace environments where perception drives promotion decisions more than most people want to admit, this invisible leak costs you real career advancement. Think about the last time you walked into an important meeting having slept well, feeling financially stable, with nothing urgent competing for your mental attention. Compare that to walking into the same meeting after a night of worrying about an overdue bill or a concerning bank balance. The difference in how you show up is not subtle. It's significant. And your colleagues and manager feel it even if they can never articulate exactly what they're responding to. There's also a risk tolerance dimension to this that shapes entire career trajectories. The financially stressed version of you and the financially secure version of you are not the same employee. Financial security creates a specific kind of professional courage that is almost impossible to manufacture without it. When you have a financial cushion behind you, even a modest one, you negotiate differently. You volunteer for the high-visibility project that might fail. You push back when your instincts tell you something is wrong. You ask the question in the room that everyone is thinking but nobody wants to be the one to raise. You advocate for your own value instead of silently accepting whatever you're offered. None of these behaviors requires extraordinary courage when you have financial security. They require ordinary courage plus the knowledge that if things go wrong, you'll be okay. Without that knowledge, the same behaviors feel genuinely dangerous. And so they don't happen. The person who would have raised the important point stays quiet. The person who would have negotiated accepts the first offer. The person who would have left a limiting situation stays because leaving feels too risky. Over the course of a career, these accumulated moments of suppressed professional courage are worth enormous amounts of money. Every negotiation you didn't have. Every opportunity you didn't pursue because the risk felt too large. Every time you stayed somewhere that was limiting you because the financial certainty of staying felt safer than the financial uncertainty of moving forward. The total cost is not small. It's career-defining. Now let's talk about the compounding problem, because this is where it gets really important. Financial stress and career underperformance create a feedback loop that tightens over time. Financial stress reduces your cognitive capacity and professional courage. Reduced performance and suppressed courage limit your career advancement and income growth. Limited income growth prolongs and worsens the financial stress, which further reduces your cognitive capacity and professional courage. The loop runs itself. And the longer it runs, the harder it becomes to interrupt. This is why the people who break out of financial stress early compound the benefits dramatically. It's not just that they feel better. It's that every dollar of financial stability they build translates directly into improved professional performance, better career decisions, and faster income growth. The financial stability creates the professional outcomes. The professional outcomes create more financial stability. The same loop that traps people can liberate them, but only if you interrupt it deliberately rather than waiting for circumstances to improve on their own. The practical implication is counterintuitive but backed by the research. Building an emergency fund is not just a financial decision. It is a career investment with one of the highest returns available to you. The $10,000 sitting in a savings account doesn't just protect you from unexpected expenses. It gives you back the 13 IQ points. It restores your professional courage. It changes how you show up in every meeting, every negotiation, and every career decision from the moment you have it. The first $5,000 in accessible savings changes your professional performance more than most career coaching programs. The first $20,000 changes your negotiating position more than most MBA programs. Not because of what the money does in the account. Because of what it does to your brain the moment you know it's there. You cannot think your way out of the cognitive effects of financial stress. You cannot willpower your way to the professional courage that financial security provides. The only way through it is to actually build the financial foundation. Everything else is working around the edges of a problem that has a straightforward solution. Your career performance and your financial health are not two separate systems. They are one system. And understanding that connection is the first step toward fixing both at the same time.